Hey, everybody. So, impromptu live coming at you against my better judgment with my raw hair and hardly any makeup so that I can talk about the new update for YouTube because everybody's talking about the new YouTube Partner Program update. And oh my God, do I have so much to say about it. So, when I logged on to YouTube, um, I saw that there's a big upheaval because now YouTube is requiring that business owners, or not business owners, but that everybody have 8,000 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers, and or there's a bunch of other hoops for the shorts. And so a lot of people are freaking out. I would like to posit that this is actually really good news. This is very good news. And I'm really excited, and why I'm popping on here like out of the blue at 8:30, like way past my bedtime with no lighting, no makeup, frizzy hair, was because I was so inspired and so compelled to just share with you what happened over the last 2 weeks. So over the last 2 weeks, it actually started 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago, I got this nagging itch to create a new product. Okay. Nagging itch, like it wouldn't leave me alone. I've mostly been focused on my clients in the accelerator, but I had this nagging itch to create a new product and I didn't know why, but I'm always talking to you guys about following the energy. So I was possessed. Truth be told, I haven't been sleeping all that well because I was so excited about this new offering that I have. And I wanted it to be small and I wanted it to be really fun and I wanted it to be easy for everybody to take. And I wanted to just create a movement here because I am a huge fan of all the YouTube training out there. And if I'm being honest with you, anybody who's a business coach on the internet, like those are my people, because those of us who teach about business, we're a special breed and we really want to help other people. But I'm just not really, I have a unique angle on the YouTube stuff, as you guys may have noticed. And I think some things are getting missed. When it comes to the YouTube Partner Program, this huge update, I saw today why the Divine Beloved has been possessing me with this new product. So I literally finished it a day and a half, or no, like 3 days ago. And then a day and a half ago, I added some upgrades and stuff. And literally, the like today, I was like, okay, I got to get it out. I'll let everybody know about it tomorrow. And literally today, all this news dropped about the YouTube Partner Program. And I'm like, oh my God, this is why the Divine Beloved was possessing me to create this thing. I'm going to tell you what it is in about like 5 minutes. Okay. It's really fun. It's the launch pad. And what it is that I'm so passionate about YouTube, which I'm trying to really figure out why I love YouTube so much. There's many reasons I love it, but why the YouTube partner news is such great news for business owners in particular is because what just happened now is the barrier to entry got way higher. Why is that great news? I love when stuff like this happens. This is why I love YouTube. First of all, I've always loved YouTube because you can only thrive on YouTube if you create good stuff. There's no other strategy. So that's what I teach about on my channel. I teach you how to do good writing. I teach you how to do good copy. I teach you how to show up on the camera and speak really well on the camera. You guys probably have noticed that I don't really talk about like intricate strategies. I talk about how to create good videos because that's what ultimately matters on this platform. So the YouTube partner program update where they're telling people you have to have 8,000 watch hours. They're saying, bring the heat, baby. We can have all kinds of opinions. I know I'm sounding like I'm on a soapbox, but here's why I'm so excited about it. We can have all kinds of opinions about their intention or whatever, but I truly believe that everything that happens is for the greatest good. The Divine Beloved always takes something that happens and makes it for our greatest good. So that's how I actually interface with online business and with my life's work. And how I really, if I'm here to help you to do anything, it's to take what life is giving you and turn it into something beautiful. So YouTube says you have to have 8,000 watch hours. What does that actually mean? I know I sound like a mad scientist right now. What that actually means is that you have to create videos that are so damn good that people can't leave them. And I hear this and I say, game on, YouTube. I'm already monetized. I've been monetized for 15 years. But the implicit message in there to me is YouTube is saying, There's so many people posting to this platform. And we really want it to be so that excellent creators, because you can't get 8,000 watch hours unless you're really good. So I hear stuff like this and I say, awesome, because that means everybody that I work with, I have to help them to be really good. And so anyway, I hope that makes sense. I have to help you to be really good because that's the only way you're going to thrive on YouTube. There's no other strategy. There's no other things. You have to just make good videos. You have to be good. And so what I noticed is, here's another bit of good news and why it's awesome. Because guess what? 90% of people I see in the comment section, here's why, another reason why I love this game of online business and YouTube, because it's hard. So I noticed in the comment section, and this is not uncommon, that there are so many people complaining about this big, huge change. It's occurring to me now that probably some people are going to find this video who don't know who I am. I've been doing online business and YouTube for the past 15 years, and it's a passion of mine. And I teach about YouTube and online business, but primarily online business and YouTube as a tool. So let me get back on track. So yeah, so what I was noticing in the comment section was everybody was complaining. So many people were complaining about this. And there were a lot of people saying this. They were saying, I don't know how I'm possibly going to do it. And there were a lot of videos like, should you give up? And there were a lot of videos like, it feels impossible, or bad news. And we're thinking about it all wrong. We're thinking about the whole thing all wrong. People are thinking, not we, but many people think about the challenges that life gives us all wrong. I had a mentor once tell me, when I was going through in the very beginning part of my business, and I was going through all the challenges of like, it's so hard. It's so hard. There's so much stuff. It's so hard. It's not working. It's so hard. And he said, every single challenge that comes in your business is like a moat you're digging around your castle. It's your competition. Your competition, if you're a business owner watching this live and you heard about the news about the YouTube partnership program, which I'm going to cover a little bit in depth about the monetization stuff in a second. But if you're a business owner or a YouTube, of somebody who wants to grow your business on YouTube, and that partner program situation was kind of like in your mind, and you're like, oh, I would like to also get monetized and all that stuff. I want you to know that now's a great time, because there's a bunch of people who hear stuff like this and their morale dips down and they think, I can't do it. That's going to be so hard. And I know I sound a little bit like, this isn't meant to sound like a David Goggins motivational speech. This is just my sincere stance with challenges. When I see a bar has been raised, it's time to meet the moment. And it's time to really say, okay, let's show up even bigger and better. So what I've been really passionate about, and what I alluded to a couple minutes ago, the Divine Beloved had possessed me with something called the YouTube Success Launchpad. And I get to actually launch it out into the world today at perfect timing, when there are beautiful business owners like you who are ready to launch or relaunch your YouTube channel. I'm just going to pop it on the screen really quick because I'm so excited about it. It's a 90-minute YouTube plan to put you in the top 5% of your category. So I don't want people to just be I don't want my people in my world, my subscribers, my customers, my clients, I don't want them to stress views. I don't want you stressing about growing a YouTube channel. I don't want you stressing about content. I want you to create a body of work that's so damn good that people can't turn away from it. That's really my obsession, is how do we create things that are so good that you become the top 5% of your category, that when people hear your name, they're so moved by your work, they can't leave your YouTube channel and they can't quite place why. So I just want to talk through just really quick. Like, for example, I would like to just cover briefly. There's something that I created called the YouTube position hologram. So let me talk about one-dimensional YouTube for a second. This is probably the most raw and real video I've ever created on this channel, but I'm so much about the energy of it. And I feel my way into the YouTube stuff because it's an energetic game. And I've always been a highly sensitive, highly intuitive person, as 90% of my audience is. Almost everybody who watches my channel is highly intuitive, highly gifted. And so I experience YouTube as an energetic process. And there are some people who approach YouTube from a one-dimensional process where they're trying to think their way into a successful YouTube channel, but you cannot think your way into it. It's a feeling process. So this hologram was if I'm being really honest with you, teaching about YouTube can be frustrating because when I have my picture on a thumbnail that says something about YouTube, I know that it can seem kind of vapid and shallow. And there's always a part of me that's kind of grappling with trying to convey to the business owners I teach that this isn't just YouTube here. You're creating a 5-dimensional universe that you're bringing your audience into, and we're actually creating an experience for your people. When they come across your channel, we want to make sure that you're actually punching through the camera and bringing them in with you. And we don't just do that by having a really strong camera presence. We do that with the whole energetic package. We're not creating videos, we're creating energy packets. We're creating transmissions if you're doing it from a 5-dimensional way. So I sat down when I was possessed by this whole idea and I thought, okay, let me teach people how to build a hologram instead of a YouTube channel. You're building a holographic universe. And I know that sounds very woo-woo, but we're not just talking into a camera here. So again, if I'm being very vulnerable and honest with you, sometimes when I tell people what I do for a living, just so that they don't get the wrong idea, I don't want to say that I teach online business, and I almost never say I teach YouTube, because when people hear that, they think it sounds so shallow, but it is the least shallow thing for those of us like you who are a business owner and a creator and ready to, add more financial freedom and expression and all that stuff to your life. So the YouTube Partner Program update, just to go back to that, the people who sweat that kind of stuff, I think if they took an energetic stance and they understood that when you're not so outcome oriented, as in I didn't even realize for the first 2 years of my channel when I was getting millions of views that I could have monetized my channel, because I'll talk about the money stuff in a second, but I just didn't really care, because I was so on fire about creating these awesome cooking videos. So if we get really honestly like in love with what we're doing, and I'm so in love with the work that I do, and I'm really always passionate about helping you to fall in love with this whole process by getting comfortable with it. The 8,000 watch hours becomes like a nothing burger. Like you could hit 8,000 hours with like one banger of a video, and you can easily have a banger of a video if you're bringing to the video what I'm teaching you here and what I teach about in the YouTube Success Launchpad. I forgot to put the link up. It's in the description. It's brendaturner.com/YTL, like YouTube launch. So 8,000 watch hours is like nothing. And you won't even notice it. I have a client recently in my accelerator who was like, oh my God, I was just monetized. She got monetized relatively quickly. And part of the reason for that is because she's so passionate and she's so in love and on fire with the message she's conveying. So another thing that I wanted to mention and talk about that I was really, really compelled to turn my camera on and talk to you about. So YouTube is a skills game, and it's a devotion game, and it's not really a strategy game. Like I see a lot of YouTube videos from well-meaning teachers, and I'm never going to bash anybody's work. I just don't, the idea of taking this whole thing and reducing it down to like putting a couple prompts into ChatGPT and attempting to like game the system, it just never works. It doesn't really work. Not that it doesn't really work. It will not work. It does not work. Nobody wants to watch the AI slop, and so that's another part of why it's such a great opportunity right now. And part of the reason I think the YouTube lords have raised the rate to 8,000 watch hours is because there's a sea of people creating AI slop, and if there's like literally, this is like an epidemic on YouTube. We're awash in AI slap that isn't really all that good. And there's that barrier to entry. It's really also kind of a bumper measure, I think. And so we need to not stress that numbers game. And we really should always be leaning into that this is a skills game. So I'm going to share with you another thing that I created for this offering for the YouTube Success Launchpad. I'm really all about helping my clients and my customers to build their skills. Because here's how it works. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to grow your YouTube channel. It's the wrong question. It's the wrong question. I know that that guy from Back in the Future with the crazy hair and stuff. I know that I'm resembling him, but and I would like to look at the chat in a minute, but I need to keep on track. So I realized that it's tempting to go for the views and try to grow a YouTube channel and all of that stuff. It's the wrong question, though. The question is, how do you create videos that are so damn good that people can't look away? Like I said before, how do we do this? How do we do this? That's a lot of what I teach about inside my accelerator. And I'm definitely giving you a head start with the YouTube Success Launchpad so you can launch or relaunch your YouTube channel and be in the top 5%. You have to understand the deeper underpinnings here of how do you get intimately connected with your deep work, right? How do we build the skills? So for instance, I've shown my notebook stack, but to have a daily writing practice, to get really good at writing. There are people who are delegating their thinking and writing process to AI and trying to, like, quote unquote, brainstorm ideas. And in that brainstorming of ideas using Claude and ChatGPT and inserting AI into the process, you're sucking out the energetics of it, the transmissions that you were meant to receive from the divine beloved that are meant for you and you alone. The only way that you can really infuse yourself with that energy of the idea, of that freshness, of the newness, of the creativity, is to open yourself up to receive the ideas, to have an actual relationship. We can't have a relationship with your muse if you're delegating the thinking process to AI. So if you're going to delegate anything to AI, please do not make it your ideation process. I mean, delegate whatever you want, whatever feels right for you. But if you want to hit 8,000 watch hours, or you would like to grow a channel of people that love watching your stuff, we have to pour our heart into building those skills. So that was really important to talk about as well. It's all about skills. Another thing that I've created is a skill builder dashboard. So it's all about skills. And I created a dashboard that takes you through 4 weeks of checking off little check boxes of the habits that will help you to be naturally good on YouTube. This was another thing I wanted to talk about. YouTube success is not luck. YouTube success is not luck. YouTube success is not cross our fingers and hope it works. Literally anybody can learn the skill of doing YouTube videos. YouTube videos, we put this label on it. All we're doing here is we're getting really good at the skill of transmitting energy. It's going to look different for everybody. That's another reason why I put these trainings together, so that you can learn the what and the how behind the action steps. For instance, your thumbnails are going to look way different from mine. Your headlines are going to sound way different from mine. So that's another key point that I wanted to address. Let me check in with the chat really quick. INFP. That's right. I am an INFP I'm an INFP as well. I'm not sure. I didn't ask what your Myers-Briggs was, but I am an INFP. Nothing better than when you're struggling than when you're hearing moving the goal line farther out. Nothing better when you are struggling than hearing they are moving the goal line farther out. Yeah. So this is exactly what I was talking about. And I'm not going to make you wrong, Christopher. I'm not making you wrong. I understand there's always going to be a part of the ego and of the person, that feels like, damn, they moved the goalpost. But I don't know if you caught the beginning of it, where I take that as an opportunity, to rise to the occasion. And it is good because the barrier to entry is really high. So that means most people come at it. There are a lot of people who dropped out of the race. There are a lot of people who said, I'm not even going to try. There are a lot of people also who are looking for an outcome. And I know I sound kind of brash when I talk like this, but this is my sincere stance with it. And I don't want to put on airs. I don't care what it takes. This is why I've created, 16 years of success on YouTube, because I don't care. Give me all the hurdles. I don't care. Move the goalpost to eternity. I don't care. I will run to it. I don't care what you put in front of me. I don't care. See, this is a choice. It's an energetic stance. And the funny thing is, when you put yourself in that stance, you come with the heat, baby, and your videos start getting way more traction. Like I was saying before, Christopher, you could create a video that hits 100,000 views. If it's really good and it helps a lot of people, good videos get watched on YouTube, period. Good videos get watched on YouTube. And I know for a fact, especially with photography, I know that people would love to see your stuff, Christopher. So thank you for that honesty. I really appreciate the vulnerability. And I also want to encourage everybody here to take that stance that it doesn't matter. This is our life's work. Move the goalposts as far as you want. I don't believe in goalposts. That's another thing about it is I'm married to the work. So I don't care about the goalposts out there because I love what I'm doing so much. And I think that's another thing that needs addressing is if you don't really love doing this stuff, then don't do it. Like if you wouldn't do this for free, you probably shouldn't be doing it. And I would be doing this for free. Like I said, the first 2 years of my channel, my channel grew so quickly because I was so sincerely committed to, and I was staying up really late and I was working really hard because I loved it. And I had a YouTube account manager and they were encouraging me to put ads on my videos. And I just said, no, I didn't want the ads on my videos because I had a little ebook I was selling and I was doing okay with it, but I didn't want the ads on my videos because I wanted to build up a strong relationship with my audience. And I have ads on my videos today, but I would be doing this for free, do you know? And if you wouldn't be doing this for free, this is my sincere, this is just, if we're having a coffee chat, a nighttime Topo Chico chat, if you wouldn't do this for free, don't even bother. If you wouldn't do this and you don't love it without the monetization, don't bother. I think this is a crazy path to choose if you don't really love it because it does take some work, It's not any harder than any other job, but it does require, energy. It requires devotion. It requires skill building. It requires a daily practice to writing and thinking. And I don't have a television. I haven't had a television in 12, 13 years now. I don't go out on the weekends all that much. My life is kind of monastic because I love it. So if you don't love it, you probably shouldn't do it. If you wouldn't do it for free, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Learning skills is essential, but the goal of any successful content is for you to believe in it internally so that it reaches people. That's well said. That's very well said. And I agree with that 1000%. Do you guys advertise with AdSense? I have AdSense on AdSense is what happened. AdSense is another name for YouTube's ads. And so if you are on YouTube, the way that you get monetized, it's through an AdSense account. And once you reach a certain watch hours or whatever, your channel gets monetized. I'm going to check in with one more comment and then I'm going to talk about money a little bit more. It's a privilege to be able to upload and share on YouTube. The fact that it's free to upload blows my mind, if anything. Oh my God, beautiful pivot. Me and you and I were vibing. That's exactly right. Also, if we break down what we're able to do with YouTube, the power of YouTube, what it actually is, if you really think about it, we have at our fingertips more horsepower than any other television network station in all of history from your apartment, from a forest in the middle of nowhere. Gooby and Dooby is a perfect example. Gooby and Dooby. Gooby quit his job as a neurosurgeon. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, he's great. And he films out in nature, and he takes an iPhone with him and he does his hikes, and he's got like, I think it's close to 1 million people tuning in every week. So thank you for that. That's really good. And now would be a really good time for me to talk about money a little bit. And so there are some creators who worry an awful lot about monetization of their channel. And if I'm being very honest with you, monetization of a YouTube channel, it's not your strongest strategy for profits anyway, especially because most of the people who tune into my channel are business owners. So if you're a business owner, I want you to not sweat the monetization stuff on your YouTube channel. It will be nice when you get monetized. I'm definitely not going to gaslight you there, because it could be a couple extra $1,000 a month, or a couple hundred extra, even if it's a couple hundred, depending on your view count and your subscriber numbers. But that's not really what the focus is here. I teach about YouTube in a way to help us to grow our online business. And so if I'm being honest with you, I've turned down, if you guys haven't noticed, I don't do brand deals. I don't have sponsorships. I don't do commercials. I don't do ad reads. I don't do that stuff on my podcast either. And it's not because I'm better than anybody who does those things, but it's because I'm the sponsor of my channel. My business for the past 16 years has been the sponsor of my channel. I have products and services that I'm promoting on my channel, and that's changed and ebbed and flowed throughout 16 years. But if you're watching this as a business owner and you're just kind of starting out on YouTube, I know that you're probably focused primarily on your products and services, but I also have some clients who, I do have some clients who are business owners who have been like a little bit disheartened by the monetization stuff. They're like, I at least wanted to get monetized. That was just a symbol of like having made it or whatever. Especially some of my newer clients. And I just want to make it clear, the monetization stuff, that will come so quickly, so long as you're really coming with that Shakti, coming with that energetic transmission, really caring about your people and creating good stuff. And that can only happen when you practice. So practice, devotion, really disregarding the fruits, as hard as that is. I know it can be really hard to disregard the fruits. The fruits are really none of our business. If you're really on fire about what you're doing and the work you're creating. I heard Janis Joplin say this once, and it was a life-changing quote for me. I saw an interview with her, and she was saying that a lot of women singers, they aren't really getting under the work. She's like, they're too scared to get under the work or whatever. But she was like, there's a lot of people, men and women, who are scared to get under their work. And I knew exactly what she meant. And so I'm saying, get in there, get under your work. It's not just about, the YouTube partner program or whatever. This is about your life's work. So make juicy videos that are so good that you wish that you didn't make them, so that you could be on the receiving end of watching them. Do you know what I mean? Make stuff that you're so excited to make, that in your heart you're really proud of. Not stuff that you're hoping will be good. See, there's a if I'm talking energetics here, this is a little bit of an advanced kind of take that really is important. So the tightrope I'm about to offer you, it actually matters a lot. And this is so hard to teach. Oh my God, is it hard to teach? I really struggle to teach this, if I'm being honest with you. But I hope that maybe this will be helpful. There's a huge difference between creating something that you are like super excited about, that is built by and infused by and driven by passion, and something you're just really excited to create, that is going to be super helpful for somebody, especially if you're a business owner. It has to also serve your people and solve a problem they need to solve. But then there's the shadow side to YouTube. And here's the shadow side. And it really is a dead end, and it will never, ever, ever yield anything. And your view counts will suffer. And who cares about the views, but it will be really hard to succeed on the shadow side of YouTube, where here it is. And I've had the shadow side as well. Trying to be good, trying to make it hit, trying to make it work, trying to figure out, nothing wrong with trying to figure it out. But you know what I'm saying? There's an energetic stance that a lot of people take when they come to YouTube, where they're worried an awful lot about, is this good? And they're kind of like looking back and forth. Is this good? The tightrope that I'm offering here is, instead of, is this good? and worrying about if your videos are good and liked by other people, you can actually go into trusting your heart and seeing, do you like it? Are you proud of it? Is it something you're on fire about? Is this a piece of work that really is it? When I say it, you have to get really honest with yourself. I have to get really honest with myself and take a radical, honest stance. This is actually the ongoing journey. And this is kind of a struggle, part of the struggle of leaders and teachers and business owners who are doing content creation, is you have to get really honest and maintain that honesty of like, is this really it? Is this it? Because if it's not it, you don't have to create perfect stuff every time, but is it it? The more that you can say, this is pretty close to it. It's not quite it, but it's in the right direction. It's in service to it. When I'm saying it, I mean your soul. I mean your life's work. I mean the big grand picture. Is it in service of it? Because if it's not in service of it, you can kind of read into it. And there's plenty of videos that you will never see, that will never see the light of day, because my ego got in there trying to make it good instead of just, is this it? And if it is it, or your best shot at it, if it's kind of in the ballpark, put it out there. Okay. So, and that requires the last thing I wanted to just say, and then I'm going to just go straight to comments, and I'll just finish up with some comments. And if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the chat. But oh my God, is this important? Cue like 5 hours later, and this is just like, there's somebody coming on the stage with a hook, like, shut up. So you have to, you don't have to do anything, but my invitation is a choice. So it's more of a devotion to the choice. So you have to be really devoted to whatever it is, whatever that it is for you, to the best of your ability, to, without any exceptions, to do your best shot and honoring whatever it is. So it's like a relationship. You're kind of getting married to your life's work. Whatever puts your heart on fire. Raphael Kushner has a great book, by the way, that's called Setting Your Heart on Fire. And he's actually a great teacher of mine. I love Raphael Kushner, Kushnir, Setting Your Heart on Fire. That's a good book. It's not so much about the creative process, but it does relate if you need a good book to read. But getting married to your life's work, and putting it really front and center. And even if it's scary, even if it's uncomfortable, even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, sometimes that's normal too. Welcome to the club. That's a part of the process too, is just not knowing what the hell you're doing and being comfortable with that. Okay. So thanks so much for listening. One last time, the YouTube Success Launchpad, which was divinely guided and right on time. I can't believe the way this worked. The YouTube Success Launchpad, that includes it's a 90-minute plan to get your YouTube channel poppin', and so that you can be in the top 5% of your category. And with this training, you will get the YouTube hologram. This is going to be your YouTube positioning hologram. Your position is how people feel when they go to your channel. Like, what are they feeling when they think of you? And what do they feel when they watch your videos? And that is actually a video training, and all of it's action packed. So I didn't want you just passively taking this. I actually take you through start to finish of launching or relaunching your YouTube channel. I also have an Instagram breakup playbook, so you can have the best breakup of your life. The less you post on Instagram, the more your channel will grow. Instagram will waste your time. And if you give it an inch, it will take a mile. If we log into our Instagram account, it will always, 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 always steal your time, always. So don't waste time on Instagram. You're also going to be getting some other goodies. Another thing that I'm going to show you how to do is to map your most magnetic grid. So your YouTube grid is super important. Your YouTube grid is kind of everything. If people go to your grid and they're not like really magnetized to your stuff, like if people go to your channel, here's what I want to just offer you. Here's a quick little like check-in. If people go to your YouTube channel and they look at your channel and then look away, and they're not instantly like drawn to it. They don't have a bunch of videos they want to binge. I want to actually show you how to do that. So I'm going to take you through the magnetic grid plan. This is how you can actually map a grid that it makes your channel like a gateway drug for your work, and it helps to draw people in. And then you'll also be getting my my planning system. So I only film 2 days per month when I'm posting videos. And how do I do that? I do that with strategic planning, and I go over all of that and how I do that and batching and all that stuff. I even included planning templates for you. And then I also did include an advanced profit training for business owners. This is especially good for business owners. If you're not a business owner, this is a training that could help you. This is going to be especially helpful for those who are in business right now or ready to start your business. Is $47. So I was really excited to create something that was super premium for a $47 price. And so you can finish that in 90 minutes and have your YouTube channel launched or relaunched at brendaturner.com/YTL. I know this sounds a little bit like an infomercial, but I really can't believe the timing. Oh my God, the timing. And I feel like today I understood why I was so possessed to make this. I couldn't get it out of my head. I was holding it off and holding it off. And then I finally just sat down and I said, okay, let's make it. And I created it and I love it. And it's really easy and so fun. It's like a snack size thing. And then I got all the news about all of this stuff kind of came in a download. So I was like, perfect timing. Let me get this to my people. So I hope you enjoy that. Let me see. How about Facebook? So I don't really love Facebook either. There's nothing wrong with any of the platforms that you enjoy. So please follow your heart. If anything I say doesn't resonate with you, for instance, we had Mercy come on the other day and she was saying she loves her YouTube channel. She's actually a client of mine. She loves her YouTube channel, but she also recently had a huge boon on Instagram. You know, she's connecting with people on Instagram and she's having fun posting about her kitten and stuff. And so I'm not going to sit here and tell Mercy, Instagram is not good for you. I don't like anything that's not, I only like to dig one deep hole. And then in addition to my one deep hole, I like to have supporting holes. So I like the long form content. That's podcasting, that's email, and that's my YouTube channel. Anything that's not those, it's just a distraction. There's way too many stuff out there. There's way too much stuff out there. And I feel that these 3 channels, my podcast, my email, and my YouTube channel, these have the longest lasting effect, the highest conversion rates. For those of you who are business owners tuning in and want some numbers, I've never had anything below a 17% conversion rate from my YouTube channel. And I've also had as high as 30% conversion rates on my YouTube channel. That is so far above industry standard that sometimes I kind of hesitate to say those numbers, but I'm not an anomaly. A lot of YouTube business owners experience high conversion rates because the content is so high quality, because it's that long form content, and because the click-through rate and the way that YouTube set up is so good. It's so easy to click a thing. When you're posting to Instagram, for instance, it's impossible to click a link. They make it so that business owners can't put links in the thing without a ManyChat tap dance. So the click-through rate on Instagram is sometimes less than 1%. And so the conversion rates are obviously going to be garbage. So I'm just not a fan of Instagram, and I'm not really a fan of any of the other platforms, but please do whatever feels right for you, Deborah. And Broken But Still Here is asking about IG, and I kind of just answered that. So yes, IG is a major waste of time, and I can't stand the platform. And I've kind of gone on and on about Instagram, but I'm just going to give you some numbers really quick, everybody, to kind of help you to overcome the FOMO. So Instagram, if you think about what is a good piece of content supposed to do, if you're talking about promoting your business and creating a beautiful body of work and everything I just delivered in this 40-minute session so far, a good piece of content for a business owner should be something that really conveys a powerful, energetic transmission, something that really transmits the Shakti. I just don't feel that Instagram does that. I think, this is my own take, most of it's garbage. Even my own Instagram posts, they're nothing above a C-. So it doesn't do that. YouTube does that. Another job of really good content is it's something that people can find. If your customers are going into Google and searching for a solution, we want to make sure they can find you. And people don't look for solutions on Instagram, not really. People look for solutions on YouTube and Google. So that's another ding against Instagram. We also want a piece of content that gives us enough time to put an offer in there. So this is Online Business 101 from 16 years of online business. But the fact that I was able to mention my offer in this format today is a perfect example. I don't see how I could have done that effectively in a 30-second clip or reel, you know? So there's not enough time for us to elegantly put offers into our content on Instagram, aside from the weird ManyChat tap dance where people get into the comments and say, comment unicorn dust for the blah, blah, blah. And that leads me to the humiliation rituals of Instagram. So the humiliation rituals of Instagram being, you're forced as a business owner to tap dance and search for trending songs and spend hours and hours doing silly things like creating a ManyChat automation, asking people to comment a word for a simple link. Have you noticed that most people don't comment the word? So there's millions of business owners experiencing the humiliation ritual of saying, comment yada, yada to get the blah, 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 and crickets. Nobody's answering, not because they don't want your stuff or because you're not great, but because everybody's sick of having to type yada, yada to get the blah, blah, blah. So there's many other reasons I can't stand Instagram. I find it to be a terrible platform. It's also terrible for our brains. It shrinks your gray matter. It's terrible for our brain chemistry. I can go on and on. But as far as profits and click-through rates and conversion rates and all of that stuff, if you're not using it for ads, I'd say get off of there. It's good for ads, but I don't really do ads because I don't need them. I don't do ads much because, and not much, I mean, I don't really do ads because my organic content game is so strong. You being inspired to make this now is such a great example of your intuition telling you when perfect timing is. Yeah, Chris, I know it's crazy. I think that everybody on my channel, all of my audience members, we happen to be a really in touch, in tune group. And I want to also use this as an opportunity to encourage everybody here. The new thing in 2026 and beyond, as there's a trust recession, they're calling it a trust recession. I believe it's actually a sunrise era. And the sunrise era is we're all awakening, even those people who are very not spiritual. We're all tuning in and turning on and tapped in and all of that stuff. And all of our intuitive, even mine, I've always been very intuitive, but I'm opening up way more. And I know a lot of people are. And yet I know a lot of business owners who follow me, they're very intuitive and super tapped in. And then when it comes to their business, they kind of overthink things and they get stuck in the logic brain. And I want to just encourage everybody here to start moving with the energy. I've talked about this before, but when you get an idea, even if you're not sure if it's going to work, if the idea takes over and it feels good in here, it feels solid. To me, the best way I can describe it is when I get an idea like this one, it feels somewhat like it's a simple yes. There's like a piece to it, you know? So if you guys ever have an idea for your business, like for instance, you want to host a live event or a retreat or whatever, go with it. Because I don't believe that there's a trust recession. I believe that the divine beloved is giving us a course correction and asking us to go deeper into our intuitive faculties and start thinking outside the box. So, and in the divine beloved is saying less thinking, more feeling. The divine beloved's coming in here to be a partner with us and saying, here, take my hand. Let me help you. Let me give you ideas. Let me guide the way a little bit. Trust and follow the feeling. It's not like the divine beloved is out there somewhere. It's living within each and every one of us. And if we trust the feeling, it will always guide us to whatever it is we need right in this moment. Even the failures. Sometimes the divine beloved gives me a little curveball and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I thought that was going to work out perfect. Over the years, that's happened plenty of times. And I didn't understand why the failure happened. And I was like, I felt so guided. And then in retrospect, I can look back and see, oh, it was setting me up for the next thing or the next thing or the next thing. I had a group, like a live training where I was like, oh, there's going to be so many people coming to this. There's going to be like thousands of people who come to this. And it was a little validation offer. when I first started teaching business, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to teach about business and let me see if anybody's interested. And I thought there was going to be thousands of people interested. And there were only a couple. There was like 20 or so. And I was like, ooh, like that burns a little bit. And the very first day that I started teaching all this stuff, it was the perfect group, the perfect number of people. If it had been any more than 20, I think I would have just had a meltdown. I never taught anything live before. I only ever had evergreen products. And then the next time I launched it, there were hundreds of people. And I was like, thank God I didn't do that first round with all the hundreds of people. So what looks like a failure at first for you, there's a really good chance that it's actually a perfect setup and giving you some training wheels that are a little wobbly. So the next time that you do it or the next time after, you got some extra tools in your toolbox. Hopefully that's helpful. I do videos as a hobby. I make good money already. YouTube can pay when you get popular, but I'm not worried about $50 a month once you get monetized. Yeah, exactly. That's right, Billy. Thanks. Me too, Chris. Lost my mojo. Looking at screens sucks. Struggle bus. Yeah. Okay. Well, if anybody's feeling like that, that kind of disheartened feeling, like I was saying before, if you don't love creating videos, you might want to take a little step back. And I'm not discouraging anybody from doing YouTube. I'm saying if all this news has you feeling despondent, I understand that feeling. But if it has you also wondering if you should do this or not, anytime somebody's like, I don't know if I should do this or not, I'm always like, it's a bit, you know what, it reminds me a bit like there are some women who are really called to have children, right? And I know this is a weird analogy, but I personally know it's not my path because it's not a hell yes for me. I helped raise my little sister, and I had the mothering experience and I love children and children love me, but it's just not part of my path. And how do I know that? I know that because I've been around women who are so on fire to have children, and it's just not my path. So when I'm hearing people say kind of like, I don't even know if I want to do this or whatever, it's a little bit to me like it is a child to me, and it's a part of my life that I love so much. My business and my YouTube channel and the work and all that when I hear people saying like that they're not sure if they want to do it or not, I'm kind of like, maybe take a step back and take a week to reflect and see if you really want to do it, because one of the things we don't want to do is we don't want to be following some arbitrary struggle bus if it's not really your path. If it's your path, you should enjoy it, really. If you don't really enjoy the path, there's so many other paths that you can take that you would really, truly love. Are you married by any chance? If you feel comfortable, you can answer it or leave it. Yeah, that's actually a really good question. So I posted in my community. This is a tip for all the business owners watching. And this is actually something really important. When you're posting to the internet, I really encourage everybody to share as little as you want about your private life. And so I actually made a choice when I first started my YouTube channel to not talk about my personal life. And so I've had partners. I've had partners and I've been single and all that stuff. I had one for 17 years and I never once showed his face ever. I never posted about him, nothing, because there's like a boundary that I think all of us need energetically. So whatever you'd like to share on the internet, here's the rule. You don't talk about anything that you don't want judged or picked apart or talked about. And so for me, I never post pictures of my family or friends or romantic partners. You're never going to see a vlog with me and a boyfriend. If I ever have a boyfriend or if I don't, you will never know about it. You'll never know if I'm single or dating. You'll never know about that. I know that seems weird, and it's not because I'm like embarrassed about that. It's because it's actually an intuitive kind of knowing that that's actually a boundary that's really important for me in my life. And I do share plenty about my inner world, and I share about, I've shared about my depression and anxiety struggles, and I've shared about different parts of my upbringing and my family life and my parents a little bit here and there. I always share when it's in service of you. So you can rest assured if you will benefit from hearing about something from me, you'll hear about it. I am an open book in many ways, and you can ask me anything about me, but on my personal life and the people in it, I choose to keep them out of it. It's more of It's more of a keeping them out of it because they didn't ask. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at with it. Vita loves life. What do you mean by relaunching your YouTube channel? Hey, Vita, it's good to see you. So relaunching means if you currently have a YouTube channel and it's not thriving yet, you can relaunch it, meaning you just start over. You don't start a new channel. You take the YouTube Success Launchpad and you apply those principles to your already existing channel, and you kind of treat it like a starting fresh. You don't have to erase old videos. You don't have to do any technical stuff with like a technical relaunch. It's more about a mindset of like breathing new air into it. You can even, like, when I did a pivot for my channel, I've done multiple pivots, and every time I did a little pivot, it was kind of like a relaunch, you know? So it's kind of more of an inner stance and an idea of like relaunching, restarting, refreshing the thing. I hope that makes sense. And thanks for that question. I'm sure that's not the only person who's asked that question. Let me see. I've really been struggling with motivation lately. This is maybe what I needed. I'm glad, Christopher. Thanks so much for, thank you so much for asking or for sharing. And thank you so much for that feedback. My email list blew up from YouTube and almost zero from IG or TikTok, even with a massive following there. All right, Vita, that's great news. And look, I think it's important for business owners to start getting really honest. So if I'm being very honest with you, I've trained cumulatively over the last couple of years since I started teaching business. I've had multiple live events, webinars, paid challenges, cohorts, group immersions. So I've trained hundreds, if not thousands of business owners. I should tally this up. But of all those people, the ones who are getting some sales from Instagram, there's such a small number. It's less than the fingers on this hand. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist at all. I'm just saying, like what Vita's saying here, it's really important for business owners to start speaking frankly about what's happening, because what's happening on Instagram is so, I just think it's so toxic. I think it's so toxic because we're becoming part of the business owners on Instagram. They're kind of forced to engross themselves into this unhealthy short form kind of soup. And it really messes with our energetic system. And especially the business owners who are subscribed to my channel happen to be highly sensitive, most of them highly awake, highly aware. And the content on Instagram, maybe you enjoy it. There's some business owners that I train who do not mind Instagram. And if that's you, that's fine. But most of us don't really love the feeling of that platform if you took a look at it with fresh eyes. And then the fact that, like what Vita's sharing here, your list grows on YouTube so much faster. Your sales get better if you have a good offer. Your profits will grow if you have a good offer. So thanks for sharing that, Vita. Especially, another thing about Instagram and TikTok that I just can't stand is the comment section is so toxic. The comment section on YouTube has been so lovely for most of 16 years. In the very beginning, it was a little bit choppy, but over especially the last 5 years, I've noticed that the quality of comments in the comment sections across the board on YouTube is more or less friendly. So thank you for sharing that, and awesome job on your growing list. That's great news. Let's see here. Today, I watched successful creators in my field, and it almost made me sick. The channels are so polished and manicured. It's too much. It's almost repelling. I can't do this. Yeah. Okay. So that's actually a really important part of what I teach about in my training. And I teach about that on this channel as well. I hope that you've noticed, like, as I'm speaking here, I'm not super polished. I don't think polish matters all that much. I think a little polish is nice. I really don't like the style on Instagram and TikTok where it's very in your pajamas in the car with your hair like half on a ponytail or it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No judgment. I'm never judging anybody. But as a business coach who's helping business owners, I think a little bit of polish, as in get some lights, even behind me is dark, get some lights. But here's what really matters, Mona. I think what really matters is, like when I was saying the 5D hologram, like when I'm showing the 5-dimensional YouTube hologram, That hologram right there is really, really important. And that is bringing your channel to life and coming with those key concepts that really help your people and coming with the Shakti. I know I keep saying that word Shakti. Shakti is just your energy and really punching it through the camera. And abandoning all concern about, like I was saying before, is this good? Like taking a side eye, is this good? Instead of is this good? Um, it's a bit like when you're dating, instead of worrying about is he going to like me or is she going to like me? You want to make sure that you've got your eyes wide open saying, do I even like them? So instead of saying, is this video going to be good for other people? Is this polished enough or whatever? You can simply ask, do I like this? Am I proud of it? Right. But yeah, we don't actually want too polished. I'm of the mind that you want to actually maintain the UNIS in YouTube. So bring your channel to life by truly like touching base with what is it? What is the capital IT underneath the work? I just said this to my husband. I'm an interior designer and make good money, but I enjoy this so much that I would give it up. I am ready to retire, so would love to make enough doing what I love. Pineview Acres, everybody, I would love for you to check out Pineview Acres as a masterclass. And Pineview Acres recently commented on my channel. And I always love whenever you guys comment on my channel, I always do take a minute to go to your channel and just see what you're up to. And sometimes I leave a comment or whatever, but Pineview Acres has a beautiful YouTube channel that if you'd like to put your channel link in the comment section at some point, or maybe when we're done with this session, everybody who's watching the replay, go to Pineview Acres because her channel is just beautiful. And she recently posted a couple of her first videos and they're doing fabulous because exactly what, and it makes sense. So I went to Pineview Acres channel and I am sometimes stopped in my tracks of like, wow, they really are connected with the capital IT. And I love that. It's like a high for me when I see a video that I love and they happen to be in my comment section. And I was just really impressed. And I said so in my comments. And then now it makes so much sense. So I hope this is helpful for everybody, where she said, I enjoy this so much that I would never, I'm assuming she meant I would never give it up. That she's an interior designer, but I enjoy this so much that she would give it up. She enjoys the YouTube video so much that she would give up interior design or whatever. And that makes a lot of sense. So you could tell that she loves what she does. And that really punches through the camera. So don't talk about things that you think are going to like be a hit. Don't worry about being good on YouTube. Don't worry about polished. Don't worry about anything except for talking about what really sets your heart on fire. You know, really punching through the camera with love. So go check out Pineview Acres. All one word, all combined, Pineview Acres. Is the Lean Secrets book still available? It changed my life. Oh, Kiki, that's really nice. Kiki's a VIP from 16 years ago, probably. So for those of you who don't know, my channel used to be a health and fitness channel. And back in 2009, I started this YouTube channel where I had this idea in my head. I was a certified strength and conditioning specialist, and I wanted to create fitness videos for women. And I wanted to help women to understand bodybuilding and how to look great without eating chicken and rice all the time. So I put up cooking videos, and I had this grand vision where I said, I want it to be like a mashup of Pee Wee Herman and Lamb Chop and Mr. Rogers and all the PBS cooking shows that I watched on TV. And I want it to be really good. And so anyway, I sold an ebook at the end of every single one of those videos. And so no, Kiki, it's not available anymore, but thank you so much for the comment. That little $27 ebook sold so many copies. I don't even know how many copies. And there were so many women that like, it just touches my heart because when I wrote that book, I was like, I really want this to make a difference. And man, that just brought me back. That just brought me back, Kiki. So thank you so much. That makes my heart full. Your eyes are glossy. Yeah. So I wear a lot of sunscreen in, Texas. And so if you guys ever wonder why I'm always shiny, it's because I'm in Texas. In Austin, it's 100 degrees. So let's see. I stopped editing my videos so that people can see the real authenticity of my work, and I've been loving it. That's awesome, Chris. That's great. One of the benefits of, by the way, if you do a live stream, that's actually kind of a ninja strategy. I didn't have enough time to make a polished up video for today to say all the things that I wanted to say about the YouTube Partner Program. There was just not enough time. I just actually saw the news like 2 hours ago, and I just didn't have time to film a video. So here you go. This is my unedited video, but I love that you're doing your own videos unedited, and you might get into live streaming. Okay, everybody, it's a privilege to be able to upload and share on YouTube. Yeah. Oh my God, where have you been? I've been following you for years. That's funny. I've invested in so many programs. How can I know this will work? So this one's $47. The YouTube Success Launchpad, it's $47. So this is like a little mini offering. And if you don't love it, you can always email info@brendaturner.com for a refund. So I put in the sales page at the very bottom there. If you try it out, if after 30 days you don't love it and you don't feel like you've got a lot of value from it, you can always ask for a refund and the team will refund you. So there you go. Introvert confidence. Don't know your name, but if you don't love it, you can always ask for a refund. Okay, everybody. So I think I'm just starting learning so much. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for hanging with me. And thank you so much for checking out the YouTube Success Launchpad so you can launch or relaunch your YouTube channel in 90 minutes so you can be the top 5% on YouTube. Let's crush it. Let's rise to the occasion. Let's do your life's work. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.